It's cinema, it's sorcery. Stick around, I'll tell you about it. Hiya folks, Old Man Grognard here, and I've got a little bit of a different book this time for your role-playing needs. This is Cinema and Sorcery, and it is by Arnold T. Blumberg and Scott Allen Woodard. And I have Scott Woodard to thank for this copy. Thank you very much. Now, this isn't so much of a rule book as a reference book. Basically, as it says on the cover, it's the comprehensive guide to fantasy film, which is my kind of wheelhouse, because I'm not much of a fantasy fiction reader. But anyway, let's take a look and see what it looks like. Alrighty. There it is, Cinema and Sorcery. It's a rather standard book. It's very nice inside. As you can see, it's pretty thick. And it's got a lot of good reference in here. Easy to read, one column text, very nice layout. A little more scholarly and referenced than you're probably used to in a game book, but that doesn't mean it can't be useful. As you see, everything's laid out nice, separated, and indexes in the back of other films. So that is Cinema and Sorcery. It's also a nice digest-sized book. And there you go. Take it away, Glenn. Yeah, that's a pretty nice book. It was published in 2016. And it has something like 50 fantasy films in here. Time to put the old glasses on. And I'll tell you about it. It's got all the heavy hitters in here, pretty much. And, you know, such as The Thief of Baghdad, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, Dragon Slayer, Conan the Barbarian, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, of course, Red Sonja, Princess Bride, Big Trouble in Little China, believe it or not, Wizards, Dragonheart, all three Lord of the Rings movies. And since it was published in 2016, they also do the first Hobbit movie, but they didn't get to the other two. And how they break this down is they take a movie, like, say, The Sword and the Sorcerer, and then they break it down about the basic story, and they give you a kind of a little synopsis here. Alternate versions, if there's something different, like if there's director's cuts or the DVD is different or something like that. I explains how it's used, magic is used in these worlds, in the worlds it's talking about. And the theme of the movie, the quest for meeting, who goes there is basically a rundown of the cast and what you've seen them in before and things like that. And one thing I like about, talks about the making of the movie, 6 Degrees of Sorcery. What I really like it gets into certain things are related to other things. What it means is like, oh, this happened in this movie, kind of like this thing in the other movie, if you can follow me. And it talks about the saga continues, any kind of other media related to it, comic books, novelizations, things like that. It gives you either a magic spell or a sword from the movie it's not very much crunch, but it gives you enough fluff where you can actually put stats to it, because this is system agnostic pretty much. When it was released, what happened when it was released, critics and awards, is it a flop, is it a hit, what? And also this year in gaming. That's the last thing on it. This year in gaming. I always like that. It tells you what was going on in the gaming world when this movie came out. This is a fascinating book. This is the kind of book I used to buy before I got into gaming, because I'm a film buff. And this is the kind of thing I would read because I didn't have the internet at the time. And I had all these movie books, all kinds of, this is the exact same kind of books I used to buy. And it is really a good resource. It's just it's a beautiful book. It's put out by Green Ronin, believe it or not. I was surprised because I didn't think Green Ronin did anything other than game books. And it even has Brave in here. I'm just looking at some of these. The Dungeons and Dragons movie, the original, the infamous Dungeons and Dragons movie. It just, Narnia, you name it, Labyrinth. So check this out. Check this out. It's Cinema and Sorcery, and you can get it in Amazon. It's about, what's the cover price here? Cover price is $29.95 American. Probably a little more, Europe, Canada, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, check it out. It's a good resource. Real good for your fantasy games. Give you some great ideas. Great ideas. Anyway, that's all I got for now. If you want to leave a comment or something like that, you can get a hold of me on oldmangrognard@gmail.com. And until I see you next time, bye-bye.